Hidari and Jura and Boruto Tubular Vortex have invaded Konoha looking to devour their targets. After the events of Chapter 11, Boruto has come back to the battlefield looking to battle Hidari and the rest of the Shinju. While this confrontation could change the dynamic of the Leaf Village due to the massive powers that these characters have, I wanted to discuss in today's video a betrayal that people may not see coming, and that has to do with Hidari's character. In TBV Chapter 5, Jura informed all of the Shinju to manifest their will and peer into their instinct. While the Ten Tails' goal of devouring Otsutsuki such as Boruto and Kawaki is still imminently programmed in their minds, the Shinju enemies discovered their true desire and created specific targets of certain characters that they want to devour. When Jura explains that giving to their wants will create a goal in mind, Hidari tries to understand why this is all happening in the first place. He questions who exactly he is to Jura, who says that ultimately their being doesn't matter, but rather the will that they possess in order to follow through. Jura informs Hidari that it's important to develop their ego, and while this is happening, feelings of doubt and worry will arise. However, he chalks it up to just having growing pains. From there, Hidari establishes his goal of devouring Sarada, where the rest of the Shinju also identify their targets. Matsuri discovers Konohamaru, the bug Shinju identifies Ada, and Jura wants to target Naruto, which eventually turns out to be Himawari due to the Nine Tails residing inside of her. All of the Shinju targets have a connection from the characters that they originate from. Sasuke being the Shinju of Hidari, who is the father of Sarada. Moegi being the Shinju of Matsuri, who is the childhood friend of Konohamaru. Bug becoming a Shinju who is a loyal servant of Kara and monitored Ada before she was released into the world. And of course with Jura trying to target the Nine Tails chakra, where we don't know who he originates from where people have theorized that he could be the humanoid version of the Ten Tails or even Ishiki since they have similar faces. Anyways, amongst the Shinju enemies, it's clear that Jura is the leader who is calling the shots from above, telling his fellow Shinju to tap into their instinctual will and discover their targets in order to evolve due to their self-awareness appearing. And amongst the other Shinju, the only other character that has seemed to question this is Hidari, due to him trying to discover his own will. Self-awareness is such an interesting topic with these villains because these characters themselves are trying to discover who exactly they are. Despite understanding that they are Shinju, the only thing that's programmed in their mind is that they have to devour Otsutsuki in order to harvest the chakra fruit. After Jura and Hidari made their way into Konoha trying to find their targets, the one common theme that they have discovered when fighting the Leaf Village Shinobi is the ability to fight for their loved ones, such as friends and family, which is the will of fire. Protecting Konoha and putting your life on the line has always been a consistent subject for all Shinobi inside of the Leaf Village, no matter the era, whether it's the original Konoha 11 or amongst Boruto's generation. You see this when Jura is fighting Team 10 in order to capture Himawari. Despite the massive power difference, Team 10 continues to fight back to keep their comrades safe, which confuses Jura. Hidari can only witness this and calls them fools for not complying to Jura's demands. However, what they don't understand is that there is a will to protect the village that has been passed down for generations, starting from the first Hokage. Even Jura notes this as something pushing past Team 10 beyond their own survival instincts, which is the complete opposite of the Shinju's goals in the story. Having self-awareness is key for the Shinju to identify their targets. However, there is more beyond than just having the ability to absorb knowledge and utilizing it, such as protecting one's own life and loved ones. This is more than just diving into your own instinct, which is what the Shinju can't understand. This is even more relevant after Inojin tried to fight off Jura, despite Jura warning him to back off multiple times. Even after witnessing Inojin get destroyed, Himawari awakened her Nine Tails chakra for the first time, which Jura was able to notice that something has caught fire within Himawari. Jura doesn't understand this, and as he continues to get closer to accomplishing his goal, there are events that show off more than just an instinctual will that he and the rest of the Shinju were able to discover themselves. The instinct to survive, the instinct to make connections, the will to protect the village, which all align with the ideas of the will of fire. This is an underrated theme that not many people are talking about, as when it comes to these characters, even though there is a clear objective for both sides, the Shinju are still trying to understand these ideas that they just seem to not be able to comprehend at even a basic level. Jura doesn't know why Inojin kept on trying to fight him, even though he kept warning him to back off. He doesn't understand why Himawari awakened a new power to fight, which he notes it could be just a coincidence. Hidari on the other hand is confused about the villages standing with them invading Konoha. Despite being invaders warriors and killing a bunch of shinobi, he doesn't understand how and why more ninja keep approaching them. So far with Jura and Hidari's relationship, Jura seems to keep Hidari by his side by continuously informing and answering the questions that Hidari continues to ask. When Jura leaves the village to chase after Himawari, Hidari doesn't understand why the leaf shinobi keep interfering with them as he tries to ask Konohamaru about his motives. He gets no answers even after trying to attack Sarada, where he tells her and Konohamaru that he has no idea who he is, and he came to Konoha in order to figure that out. After capturing Sarada and trying to devour her, Hidari asks Sarada who she is and what he can gain from devouring someone like her. This is where Boruto came in for the rescue and saved Sarada. However, I think a character like Hidari will come to terms with discovering and understanding the Will of Fire after a certain point or event. Despite Jura being the main shot caller of the group, Hidari was the one who has been complicit to his surroundings, where we have seen him constantly question who he is. Currently, he is not by Jura, where he could be told what to do, since Hidari seems to look to Jura for guidance or more knowledge. A concept for these Shinju would be enlightenment, which is the ability to gather information in order to gain an understanding. For a character like Hidari, it would be the concept of life and the connection that he has to Sarada. In the upcoming chapter, Boruto and Hidari will most likely battle, since Hidari's brain is programmed to devour Otsutsuki, since he is a Ten-Tails being. However, unlike the other Ten-Tails characters, Hidari seems to be misunderstood on the will of his own identity that his original self may have, since the village detected Hidari as Sasuke's chakra. I personally believe an event, whether it's in this upcoming battle with Boruto or a future interaction with another character, will allow Hidari to discover his identity on who exactly he is. He keeps questioning himself, and I think he will continue to do that until he finds that answer. Hidari has the goal of devouring Sarada, and even though he instinctively tried to take her out the second he saw her, he is going to be faced off with Boruto, who could possibly give him more answers on this dilemma. If a betrayal were to happen, Hidari would have become enlightened on his own identity and the Will of Fire protecting the village, which originated from a character like Sasuke, who did embrace the Will of Fire. I think it's something to notice in the next few chapters, because Hidari and Jura seem to take this dilemma of new information in two completely different ways. Jura by noting it, however not understanding it, and with Hidari on how it could benefit himself, since he is more confused on who exactly he is more than anything. This is important because I truly think that this can create a divide between both characters as they continue to fight the Leaf Village Shinobi. Now that they are most likely battling Boruto next chapter, these thoughts alone could cloud Hidari's judgment even more, as Boruto is the embodiment of the Will of Fire that was passed down from Naruto and Sasuke. Boruto as a character has taken pride in being a shinobi in Two Blue Vortex by taking the role of the Shadow Hokage while protecting the village unseen from the citizens. With the help of Kashinkoji and Sasuke before he got devoured, Boruto was able to get stronger by learning ninjutsu in order to progress his strength. For this upcoming battle, if it's a 1v1 between Boruto and Hidari, there could be a chance where Hidari wakes up and realizes what his original self was destined to do, which is to protect Konoha. Obviously, Sarada could come into play since the father and daughter connection runs deep between the two, since Sasuke was able to discover the flaws of the Omnipotence after witnessing Sarada unlock her Mangekyou Sharingan back in Boruto Part 1. Hidari has the chance to go behind Jura's back if he can come to terms of his original identity and prioritize protecting Konoha. However, with the Shinju's mind to devour their targets and Otsutsuki like Boruto and Kawaki, this can cloud his overall judgments. However, thanks to his self-awareness, having the ability to overcome this could be a way for Hidari to bypass this will and create a new one that could clash with Jura's will. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with this theory, and what other angle could apply for Hidari if this could happen at all? Do you think even a character like Jura could be applied in this theory as well, since he is able to discover these emotions that have been shown from the likes of Himawari and Team 10? So let me know what you guys think about all of that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.